Thinking about the dreams on the farm, wanting to hit, run, slide into fame like Jazz Chisholm? Pause, think about it with intentionally, and consider where we go from here. Stay tuned and hear Coach Geron Sands' perspective on how he learned to turn on a fastball for an elite impact. Join our friends at Island East Realty, D1 Development, and post your questions online. Subscribe, like, follow, and share. Get all your friends, all the youth, everybody from under the rock to come hear what this young lad has to say. A lot of wisdom going to be put on the table tonight. We'll be right back.
Something to think about with Dale Happy Knowles.
Welcome to Something to Think About with Dale Happy Knowles. Powered by DomDev Enterprises, innovative solutions for modern challenges. What we think, we become. What we radiate, we attract. And what we imagine, we can achieve. So let's change the narrative 2 for 2. This evening, we have the wise one with us, the little one from overseas. But he is grown up, and now he has nothing but a bunch of wisdom and energy and generosity for a lot of people younger than him. So we're going to tap into that and find out where he gets all of that, why it's this and what and all those different things that we come about. So we want to welcome to the show Coach Geron Sands. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Knowles. Welcome to everybody. Just want to say good afternoon, everybody. Just want to say thank you for having me on the show. It's been a long time, and I really am happy and glad to be here, to finally be here.
It's awesome that you're here. I might be position myself a little bit, and you might position yourself a little bit down so they could see you. You're cutting off the top of your head. We don't want them
That's a little better.
Yeah, much better. Awesome. And so, Coach, you call me Mr. Knowles, but everybody calls me Happy. So I don't know about this Mr. Knowles stuff now. I mean, I might have on a jacket and whatever, but I ain't that old. I only
Happy. I'll take it from there. But I have to show my respect, man. I have to show my respect wherever it is. So
you have good pedigree.
That's something.
I know your peoples. They used to take care of me one time ago.
Okay.
Mommies, that is not your dad or your mom. Not them.
Okay.
Yeah. She used to fix me up. She was a part of my mom, those MRS group.
Okay.
And they used to,
good stuff, man.
When they had their own thing going on in networking, and you just take it to another level as far as I'm concerned. So that's why we want to talk about this tonight.
No problem.
Right.
And it's a pleasure. Mm-hmm.
So you are a baseball trainer, mentor, and agent.
Yes.
Right? That comes with a lot of responsibility and so forth. And I have no doubt that you are competent and able to do that. And so we will talk about a lot of those things that brought that up. You're also the co-owner and director of baseball operations for iElite, which is International Elite Sports Academy, Bahamas.
Sports Academy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That big name on your shirt. So proudly won. Yeah, I didn't get mine in the mail, by the way, right?
Don't worry, it's going to be there shortly. I'll make sure you get yours.
There you go. So, 20 years of developing player over the many levels, from minories right down to the little guys. 20 years. You don't even look like you're 20. You started when you were 2. I get it all the time. Right?
I know. I actually started when I was about 16, 17 years old. So it's been about 21 years. Yes.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
And right now,
as a player coach.
Yes. And out of your actions and your mentorship and and people having confidence in you and your peoples on your
Right.
teams, and like you all have developed some 19 minor leaguers, 20 top prospects. I'm assuming that's into college, and one major leaguer. Is that about correct?
It's almost correct.
Almost. Okay.
To be no, you got it. We got about 20 prospects. We've developed I want to say 31 professionals. So it's not 19, it was 9. There's about 31 professionals from the Bahamas in total. About 15 to 20 college guys and a ton of high school kids to get to further their education either in high school or college. And one major league, as we know, Jazz Chisholm, moves off the injured list and is back tonight in action.
Awesome. I actually should be playing about now. If I think it's 6:30, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's 6. I think they're going to play pretty soon. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, well, that's a powerful thing that y'all are doing. And actually, when I came home from school with the view that I was going to work for 10 years and then I was going to leave and do my baseball school, which was going to be similar to what you were doing, but you were just at a different level altogether. I might have been the first man to say one giant step to mankind, but you take it to another level. You're awesome, man.
So let me just say something. I just want to say before that, because it's not only me. So I have a partner, Abou, right? And every time I talk, Abou is my, we're one. We do it together. Without me is no him. Without him is no me. So we kind of do this thing together and we kind of work hand in hand. He's more on the quiet side. So if you don't know Albert, you probably won't get to know him. But he's a mastermind. He's one of the best in the business. And I just want to say shout out to him. I actually left those guys at the field right now. I just ran over. They're actually working out right now at the field. So I just wanted to say, shout out to Albert and the team, and Pedro and Steven, who was there, the other guys to train the kids. And and so I just wanted to put that out there, and along with the parents and Christy Taylor Sands that works with us along, Yvette Knowles, Yvette DeVoe, Shanae Culmer. Just wanted to add in those names. Who definitely support us and help us with whatever we want, whatever we need.
Sure, that's why I say y'all did it. Because I was just about to touch into that to say, tell us about the dream and of the team, right? But so you already did the intro, so let's just go on.
Just a piece right there. Just a piece right there, because I can't forget the heart and soul of me. Part of me is my wife, Danielle Sands. So
I was just going to hit you with that. Okay?
Yes, she's huge.
I can't let you get away with that.
She's in a different level than the
Mother's
others.
Day month, so you know, even mother or not mother, you can't leave them out. Yeah.
She's a different level. She's on a different level than everybody else, because she supports. She's my backbone with everything I do. And of course my parents, for sure. Keith and Peter. Yeah.
Yes. Who moves mountains.
Yes.
Very much so. Right. Cool. So the dream. When did the dream start? Your dream to play ball as a whole, not the final thing, but just to start.
As a young kid, growing up as a young kid, we would play what we known as batting ball. In the street, and kind of just play around with a tennis ball and a piece of wood. Somebody might have had a broken bat from wherever, and we would kind of pick teams and play. And that's when I started to play baseball. I had a cousin, Samantha, who was big in sports, and every time I would go to their house, she would be watching a game or some type of sport and activity, and playing in the street, and then kind of like moving around. And I realized I was pretty good at it. I would hit the ball further than everybody else. And one day, Mr. Georgie Bethel, who's well known Bahamian guy, he would take us to the park, and kind of like just we would have to share the bats and the gloves, but he would take us to the park and we would play. And I just realized I had a knack for it. And then I went on to school and started to play in elementary school, and then went on to St. Thomas More. I went to as a young kid, played there, Mr. Delaney. And then we went on to St. Anne's High. I played on the softball team there. When I was about 15, 16, I got I guess I want to say a scholarship away to go off and further my education at American Heritage High School. And from there we went on, and that's when I kind of realized I was okay at this. And then I went on to college, played a little bit in college. and then I went to Nova Southeastern University, graduated from there, and I went on and played professionally for about 3 years. Was not when after I finished playing, I was kind of bitter, thought I should have made it further than I did.
Yeah, well,
But
we can touch on that in a different way.
okay,
Everything happens for a reason.
right. And then sorry, and then we went on and after all of that playing professionally, came back home, and a few friends of mine, we decided to get together and start an academy. Reason being, we would watch baseball fanatics, and I would always see like young guys, 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds in the major leagues. Andrew Jones, that was one that stuck out at me, Rafael Fakal, and I would be like, these guys are my age. Like, how come they're there? And like, we're not even close. And so we kind of dug into it and kind of realized about the international signings, and kind of went from there and decided to start our own academy to help kids from the Bahamas be 19 or 20 in the big leagues.
Right. Cool. And so that's the fast track version of it. And so we get early pop-ups already. So we got Mr. Ross Albee. Geron is the best of the best. I could see that 10 years ago, when I coached against him, he showed just as much concern for my team as for his. And he was all about the kids. Awesome. That's awesome.
Ross is from Spanish Wells, by the way. He's from Spanish Wells. So just shout out to Ross. He's a great guy, man. He's a great guy, and he's a really good friend of mine.
It might be my family then. We go. We all over the place. But anyway, seriously though. So we talked about the dream that was your dream to play professional ball and the like. So that dream propelled you all the way through college and professional ball. That took a lot of dedication, a lot of commitment, a lot of sacrifice for you to be able to do that. So that must have meant that you had a why. So would you be so kind as to say what your why was in terms of why you did all of this?
Well, to be honest with you, one of the main reasons why I played baseball and I wanted to play in college, and at that time, it was all about going to college and getting a degree, and which it still is, but at that time it was the international and professional thing wasn't as I guess right in our face as it is now. We didn't have that opportunity like the kids have now. But I always told my mom that I would she wouldn't have to pay for college, that I would play baseball in order for her, so she save some money and wouldn't have to pay that $40,000-$50,000 a year. I told her I would get a full scholarship, and I did. So that was my why at the time. And as coaching kids and just seeing dealing with kids in the Bahamas, and you seeing like how much talent they have, and just them needing an opportunity to show their talent and to show the world that they can be just as good as anybody else in the world. That was the second thing for me. After I completed my goal of getting a scholarship, the next thing for me was more of just giving back and helping somebody else, and just trying to show the world that Bahamians are just as good as everybody else. And that's one. And the second thing was to just help kids that can't help themselves. To help them, instead of, everyone is not going to be a doctor or a lawyer. We have a ton of kids home that might not be the greatest in the books. They may not be the smartest kids, but they could play really good baseball, and they just need an opportunity. So I figured, what, those kids, maybe they could still have opportunity to be successful in life, even if they don't make it to the big leagues. But it's better than just staying home and graduating and just staying home and becoming a menace to society. So why not just help a few kids that maybe you could change their lives or help change their lives to just see something better out there. Playing baseball, you could meet somebody, you could get a job, you could, come to America, meet a lady and get married and have kids and have a better life. Or, so it was just about opportunity. It was just about opportunity for younger kids, and kind of showing them that, it is more out there than just hanging on the blocks or just staying around. And, I've had a lot of friends who've done that and, still doing it to today. So, for me, it's just trying to help kids see a better way out and just try to become better people.
Right. And so now I have the pick a little bone with what you just said a little bit, because you
Okay.
say if they're not smart, they might have the skills to play this sport. I graduated, thank you, Lottie, so I wasn't smart, book smart either. But my thing is this: it takes more intellect and the rest of them to play baseball than it takes
That is
to
true.
do maths, you know.
That is true.
Right?
So I should correct that. I should
yes,
correct that.
yes, please
Maybe
do.
not as book smart. You know what I mean? Not because everybody has a calling. Somebody, I believe like whatever your calling is, you could make a living and be very successful at whatever your calling is.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? If a simple, whatever you want to call it, a painter, a plumber, electrician, a banker, whatever it is, I feel like if that's your calling and that's something you're passionate about, I feel like the sky is the limit in that field or that area. So for me, I just try to find the kids that are good in that sport or good athletes that just need opportunity. So I wouldn't say that are not smart, because maybe that's not the right words to use in that phrase. The kids that are not that academically inclined,
Fine.
right?
Yeah.
I should use that words instead. But
Yeah.
but instead of a kid just might not have that opportunity.
Yeah.
Given from where he's coming from, he might not have had the opportunity other kids have, but could really play baseball, and that could really be his tool to get him where he needs to get. So I figure why not just try to help as many kids as I can with that ability.
Right. Yes. And Sophia McKinney says, yes, I love this coach. Boy,
Sophia.
listen, my Facebook been blowing up all the last couple of days with you, man. Before I used to serious to it. Listen, you mentioned a word just now. Gina, my good friend Gina. Yeah, Annie.
Yeah.
Hi, Happy. Hi, Geron. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Gina.
So you mentioned a word a couple of minutes ago, or just now in that sentence, was passion.
Yes.
And so my thing is that you have done a number of things in your life since baseball, and even coming up to the period of going into baseball, but something about it keeps you going, and I always say it's passion.
Right.
So is that what is most passionate for you? Is baseball? Was baseball what you found to be most passionate about?
Yes. Yes, but I think I was here to help people. I think my purpose in life is to help people, and I feel that because my passion is baseball, I feel that my purpose and my passion kind of goes together.
Right.
So I just kind of merge the two, and kind of it comes out to this. I mean, yeah.
Yes. So we on the show here strive to identify people who we could help persons out there see opportunities in that are not a part of the traditional narrative, the doctor, lawyer, accountant, academics that we talk about. And so you fall right in this bracket. And so you already touched on two things that I find to be key, which is you have to have a why and your passion. And when those two align, you have great success. And so did you find baseball easier because you were doing your passion and following your why, or is it different? Because I always find people who follow their passion, it's easier for them to do than if they're doing something that they're not passionate about.
Oh, most definitely. You have to be passionate about what you do. And for me, I feel like I don't work. I feel like I've never worked a day in my life. I've only done baseball my entire life. Yes, I've worked with my father for a bit, but all in all, I've only done baseball. And I feel like, some days I wake up and I'm like, it's like a dream, because this is something I always wanted to do as a young man, and I'm actually doing it. And actually I'm helping people while I'm doing it. And it's not, the stress of it comes from non-baseball activities, but on the baseball, when it's just strictly baseball and helping kids and teaching and being on the field, I am very stress-free and nothing to worry about. The guys just was joking with me a minute ago. I was just showing them some stuff, and they was like, "Coach, we could always tell that you miss playing because you get carried away. You get carried away showing the stuff, and you end up taking 5 swings instead of 2, like you were trying to show us." So it was a little joke that they was telling me that they get carried away teaching. So yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I'm passionate about it. So it's not hard at all.
That is great, because that is fundamental to success. That once you follow in your passion, for one. And if you have a why, you know where you're going, at least where you're trying to achieve.
Right.
So when we talk about these two things now, the passion and your why, and so we say that the passion is something that will that you makes life easier for you if you follow in that. Now, you, like many of us athletes, found ourselves in critical positions where we were down in runs. The game is on the line. There's only one out left. You're at bat, or possibly unless you extend the game, and you have 2 strikes on you.
Right.
And you're already in the hole. So you're expecting some sharp bender on the outside or something. So you're trying to extend the game for yourself. And this analogy is in you and your professional career. And so then he throws you this massive fireball, fastball on the inside. And everything lights up and clicks for you. And you turn on this fastball and whap, home run, game over, game come. Elite Academy is formed. How did you come about to turn on that fastball from baseball from playing baseball to leading baseball in that moment? Because I'm sure that moment was not easy, because it wasn't easy for me when I stopped playing baseball by my choice, right?
No, well, So when I stopped, it wasn't easy for me to stop, and I still think I could play today. You know, and I mean, like, you know, if we had the right leagues and we had the right situation at home, you know, I would still be playing, maybe coaching and playing, but it was hard for me to just stop because I know I had so much more to offer on the field. But but you know, things happen, and you got to move on with and take it as it comes. I'm a firm believer in you got to play the cards that you were dealt, and you got to play them, and you got to play them as best as you can, and try to win the game, you know, and try to win the game. So for me, you know, while it was hard, I still thought about, wow, you know what, I didn't make it, so let me try to help somebody else make it, and let me try to help some more people make it. And let me try to prove to these people in the world and these baseball guys that, hey, Bahamians can play baseball just as good as anybody else. And I actually think we're better than everybody else.
I agree with you.
They just don't know it yet, but it's gonna happen very soon.
Yeah.
So for me, you know, that's the main thing. I just always thought that, you know, let me just try to help some more people and however I can. And it kind of made the transition a bit easier.
Yeah.
Just looking at it that way.
So my mom always used to fuss me, because I don't know if you like me, but my glove was always with me everywhere. Before I put books in my bag, my glove was in my bag.
Okay.
My baseball bat when I was home was with me. When I go in the shower, the baseball bat with me. And so she used to get mad because I used to use up too much soap. And so I say, you know, I had to polish up the bat because this is long hits in this, right? So, you know, I don't know if you all young people have all them kind of superstitions that we used to have back then, right? But
that's why I'm laughing. That's why I'm laughing because as a player, I'll tell you, as a player, if I had the same underwear get me 3 years today, that's what I was wearing tomorrow. The same socks, that's what I was wearing tomorrow. Like, that's the same thing today. If I'm coaching, we had a tournament on the weekend and we lost the first game, so I changed everything. The next day we won, and I kept everything. And the following day we won, I kept. So the next tournament, that's what I'm starting off with again. So I am very superstitious when it comes to baseball.
Yes. Cool. Donovan Cox Jr. says, the man with the plan. Great things has happened and even greater things to come.
Oh, Donovan, I got to shout out Donovan. Donovan and Sydney from Freeport. They make guys in Freeport, like, you know, great guys. What we're doing in Freeport right now is unbelievable. Thanks to those guys, and they're holding on the fort for us in Freeport. And we're getting kids from Freeport each and every day, and baseball is going to soon be turning around, and Freeport has already started. But Donovan is the guy over there along with Sydney for sure, Sydney Thomas, which is Tanaj Thomas' dad.
Okay.
You probably know Tanaj Thomas, the fireballer for the Pirates.
I know. I don't know him personally, but I know of his attributes and stuff like that. Yeah. So Just a little bit more on the transition though. When you were going through that transition, did you lean on somebody or some bodies in order to help you make that adjustment to keep the fireball moving? Or because sometimes you get depressed, right?
You know what? Yes, definitely. Well, I had friends. You know, at the time it was myself, Albert Cartwright, Anton Richardson. I was the first base coach for the Giants, and Greg Bowers Jr. We all started off together, and so we kind of like bounced off each other. And you know, everyone goes in their own direction after a while, and that's kind of what happened.
Yeah.
But besides those guys, I mean, you know, I've had a lot of friends in the industry that kind of helped me out and kind of guide me along the way. You know, definitely the Texas Rangers was huge coming up. They helped me out a lot, and the guys over there, Ross Fenstermaker, and I think he's the assistant general manager now, and you know, those guys kind of showed me the way. Just being in the Dominican Republic for a while, to kind of, you know, stay in there for weeks and months at a time to kind of figure out some things. But from the Bahamas, you know, I always looked up to guys. Lionel Ferguson, he's an old coach of mine.
Yeah,
someone that pops in my
he was
mind.
a fireballer too, you know.
Say again?
Lionel was a fireballer in our day.
Yes.
Lionel used to say 3-pitch.
Yes, great guy. I mean, super guy, you know, just not even with baseball, but could call him and talk to him about anything. So, you know, he's a great guy. My parents, obviously, my dad, of course, was a big thing for me. And, you know, my wife always supported me. I've been married 10 years.
Yeah.
So she's been there for most of it and kind of knows how it goes from inside out. So, but yeah, man, I've had some support along the way. But my guy Albert has been there with me from forever, and we kind of brainstorm stuff all the time.
So it's always good for people, if you give any advice, that for young people to have a system, a support system that to keep them going, and they're like, you can't do it all by yourself. I mean, some people are supernatural who could do that, but it's few and far between. You could find them, right? So every hitter knows the feeling of hitting that sweet spot, right? So what about the actual academy, once you got rolling with it, that make you feel like you was hitting that sweet spot on the bat when you hit that nice triple in the alley, right?
Well. But before I say that, I forgot Kim Sweden. I must shout out Kim Sweden. She works with me as well. I don't know how that missed my mind, and I'm sorry, Kim, if you're listening, but I had to say that. But to go back to what you say about the sweet spot, I must admit it was not the easy. The first 4 years was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
That's why,
you know, sometimes you would question yourself. Sometimes you would ask what's going on. And you just be trying to figure out, you know, I've gone this far. I can't turn around now. I got to keep going. But when we finally hit and signed the first player, it was Dale Davis. His name is Dale Davis.
Good name.
You know, Dale is in the Army right now, actually, in the United States. So Dale Davis was the first guy that signed 2015. I think it was around April 2015. And when we actually did that, that was when it felt like a home run or a triple, you may say. You know, when it hit that sweet spot and feels like a tennis ball coming off a tennis racket. That's how it felt. And you know what, we was like, all right, we might be on to something. And then the following, you know, few months later, it was then Jazz Chisholm and Lucius Fox and the kid Larry Alcime. They were next.
We can get into some of the successes after the break.
Okay.
So don't go too far.
But it felt like that the first time we did it. So yes, after 4 years, it's like striking out every time, and then, you know, game on the line, bases loaded, 2 strikes, and then you hit one, and he's like, whoa, that felt really good. So that's a good comparison I could use.
Yes, yeah. And so the other part to that is that it's good to have a game plan and have that mentorship so that you don't stop just before you hit that last step when you could hit it big. A lot of people stop just at the last too late. So teaching baseball now, or training and the like, and developing baseball is a team sport.
Yes.
And so you touched on it earlier. You have a team that assists you, and when I say assist you, various people have various roles in the organization. Tell us a little bit about that team concept and who is doing what on the team.
Okay.
What your role is, and then what the other players' role, what the other person's roles are on the team.
Okay. I'll start off. Well, obviously, we have it's kind of a lot, but for the most part, we have two parents. Christy Sands, I mentioned earlier. I always mention her because she has taken in so many kids. When kids come from Freeport to join our academy from Freeport at ages 12, 13, 14, she's the first person that offers to help or take a kid into her home. She's had 3 kids on different occasions, along with her kids, staying in the home. And it's so amazing that, what she does for these kids, and she treats them like she is their own, and, whatever she did with her, she did with them. And it was never an issue. And same thing with Yvette DeVoe. So she's kind of the person that deals with, she would try to organize and get kids to stay where they need to stay. She would organize our trips. I know she get tired of me sometimes. But she organized our trips, and she's there for us for the most part of it, as much as she can. And same thing with Yvette and Missionary Kalma. She's another one. Her son plays now, and they would just help us out with finding kids' homes and taking kids in from whether it's a Lutra or Freeport or wherever. So they kind of do that for us. And then we have Kim Sweden, who I mentioned. Kim does more of the recruitment. I Recruit is our sister company that helps kids get into high schools and colleges. So we help kids get into high school and colleges from the Bahamas. And then obviously that's Kim Sweden. And then we have our school portion. Our principal of our school is Miss Arlene Major. She taught me at St. Anne's. And I'm very lucky and very happy to have her. I feel so comfortable with our educational side of things, that, because I know she's there and what she brings. And then Samantha Barker, she's there as well, assisting us in the school as a part-time teacher administrator, as well as Gabrielle Wilson. She's over there as well in school. Manada Powell, she's the principal of the entire school. So that's the school portion of it. And obviously my wife is the administrator of the school. So she does and connect the dots with parents and teachers and reports and all that stuff. So the school part is basically covered with them. But then when we come into the baseball and sports side of things, we have Tim Newbold, who's our gym physical fitness and sports trainer. He does just strictly that. And then we go on to Stephen Curtis. He's our infield coordinator. And Pedro Dean, he does with the outfielders and catches. Stephen both of those guys played college baseball. Stephen actually played in the College World Series for Jackson State. So it's pretty cool to have him on board and what he brings. And then you go to Albert Cartwright. Obviously, he's a co-founder. He kind of oversees everything, deals with a lot of outfielders and catches, etc., and pitches. Myself, I kind of oversee everything, and I deal with a lot of infielders. Infield was my thing, as well as offense and hitting is my thing. So we kind of have a group there. And then over in Freeport, we have Donovan Fox and Sydney Thomas over there working with us. So that kind of sums up for the most part. And obviously, we have guys that come in and help us, the Richard Beans and of that sort, Eddie and Farquharson. These guys come in and they help us out. And I just always want to recognize guys that come out and help, because I always want everyone to feel a part and to feel welcome. So I hope I didn't forget anybody.
No. Well, I'm sure it'll come to your mind at some point before we finish the show. But I wanted you to go through that, even though it is a little lengthy for some of our audience, was because many times people feel that they have to do everything. And they don't have to release control to other people, and maybe, I don't know, if they don't trust them or whatever the reason they don't do it. But really, to be successful, you have to operate like a team, just like a baseball player. Baseball team has 9 people, and everybody doing different things. Everybody feel the ball, but different people do. Second base, shortstop, those different, blah blah blah. So everybody has a role, and so that's key. And I want our audience, especially the young guys, to understand that, right? That is key.
Right.
So we're gonna go to the break now. And when we come back from the break, we're gonna dive into some of the successes that that you all would have experienced and what might be in the pipeline, so forth. So, Madam Producer, you want to take us to the break?
Sammy's Chicken. There's nothing like it. Welcome back to Something to Think About with Dale Happy Knowles. We're talking with Coach Geron Sands, Director of Baseball Operations of IA Elite, about how he learned to turn on a fastball for an elite impact. Welcome back, Coach.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Now, you did not learn to turn on that fastball overnight. Plenty went into preparation for you to get to that level, to be able to perform at such a high level of excellence. Tell us something about the challenges and successes that you experienced in preparing yourself.
Obviously, I guess I won't say challenges, but I mean, it's more like just always learning. You know, you always have to always learn, and you know, there's so much stuff out there that you don't know, and you always have reading and traveling and investing in yourself. You know, I'm a big firm believer in investing in yourself and just making yourself better. But when you talk about challenges, I mean, we had more challenges such as like facilities and you know, those type of things, not having the proper gear and fields and you know, financial challenges more than anything else. Yeah.
Well, great. And some of the successes?
And some of the successes, I guess, well, how should I say this? I think the main thing for me is to, just to see a kid get better.
Mm-hmm.
I guess to see a kid get better. You know, in 6 months, you see a kid can't do something, and in 3 months you see how much he improves, and is that's a good feeling for me. So I guess that's something there, just to see kids get better,
Mm-hmm.
on the whole. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
know if that makes sense. I don't
Yeah,
know
no,
if that
no.
answers the question, but just for me, it's not, a kid could, obviously, if a kid is getting better, he's going to be seen, and scouts are going to like him, or school is going to like him. But for me, is being able to get that kid better.
Yeah, there's a saying that success is the progressive realization of a worthwhile
Right.
goal, and
Progression.
so it's more about progression than
Yes.
a destination.
We could lose a game. Like, I'll tell you a quick story, because the kid is had a day. He's an old student of mine, and I got him as a 12-year-old, and if anybody knows, like 12-year-old is not a good time to start playing baseball. It's kind of old.
Mm-hmm.
So I got this kid, and I just saw him in the parking lot playing catch. He's 20 now, and he was playing catch as a 12-year-old, and I'm like, wow,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
like, let's go, you're on my team. So that next day we had a game. Kid never played baseball before, doesn't
Mm-hmm.
know how to play baseball. I was like, all right, you're pitching tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody thought I was crazy. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you're going to lose the game, and and all these stuff. And I was like, well, it really doesn't matter, because I really want to see this kid at 17, 18.
Right.
We get him going now. And, to fast forward a little bit, the kid, we lost the game like 15-1, something like
Mm-hmm.
that,
Mm-hmm.
because this kid pitched 2 balls, walked everyone. When he did throw a strike, they hit it. So he had no clue. And today, the kid is now in college on a scholarship.
Right.
So for me, it's more of 3, 4, 5, 6 years down the line, rather than winning. So I don't focus too much on winning with kids. I focus more on development.
Right. Yeah. And so my father-in-law used to say it's better to invest in the youth so that they don't have to spend a bunch of money in court later on in life. Right.
I like that. That.
So that's how we do it. So
Sunshine.
We have,
I just gotta say, I saw Sunshine said something. Sunshine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't looking on
Renee
the screen
Curry.
just now. Renee Curry.
Yeah, Renee Curry. You gotta say shout out to Sunshine.
There you go. There you go. So as we were talking just now, we can play one little thing here, but I pieced together. So it's not
okay.
an elite sanction per se, proper production. But this one, what I pieced together a couple of minutes before the show, just to give some of the audience an idea, because you talked about the team, and we talked about the school, and then we talked about the baseball portion, and so the academy really is a homeschool type program, right? And so
yes.
It's not just some babysitting fun thing. It's a big. We're talking about big thing here, right? So we just wanted to highlight one or two of the things so people could see some of the things that you are doing. Not everything, but some of the things on the baseball field. So, Madam Producer, you want to run that script? You running it?
Not here. This is right. Center to left. So when you feel the ground ball, this the center. This the left side. This the right side. You don't want to feel the ground ball on the right side. Center to left. That's what I mean. Alright? I can start doing center to left. You see the lines? That's the start point. Getting up to here.
And sometimes our guys like cheat, right? I used to do it. You used to find ways to rub out the line, all kind of things. Then some of them drills don't be easy.
No, that's not an easy drill at all. It looks easy, but it's not. It's not.
Coming back closer and closer. You gotta get all the way back. Start all the way back, right? Don't just come back and stop. When I see you getting back, I can roll it so you can come back. Alright? Don't panic. Don't panic in. Let's go.
Yeah, you're gonna be perfect.
Good. Come on, you gotta keep them feet moving.
No, Andre Rogers is telling me it's not a speed drill, it's a technique drill. So you
Exactly.
don't rush yourself.
Good. Good. Two more. Come on. Good. One more. Good. That's some good stuff right there. Stand to the left. Good. You gotta get the hips down a little bit more.
Now this one to me has some excellent feet.
Yeah, he has great feet. That's Doc Stubbs. He's currently with the Baltimore Orioles.
Good.
The other kid is 14 years old. This kid is already in professional baseball.
Okay.
Not behind you, in front of you. Good. Two more.
So he's been doing this from he was 11, 12 years old.
Right, yeah.
The other kid is 14, so he's coming up.
Good. Nice, Doc.
But we know who that fella is. So.
Yeah. And this kid is a Dari Grant. He signed with the Cardinals, so he's a professional at right now as we speak. Dari Grant, he's from Grand Bahama.
Grand Bahama, okay.
Yes. That's him again right there.
Yeah, he got a nice rip on that last part of the stroke.
Yeah, he's very rippy and loose with his swings.
I like this swing.
Now this kid here,
somebody, yeah.
This kid here, Gennaro Miller. He's a 14-year-old, 15-year-old kid. He's something to watch, so just keep an eye out for him.
Right,
and there's just some work we're putting in right here with the ladders and quickness and quick feet. And this right here is actually a showcase. We had about 25 major league teams out there watching these guys hit. Yep. So Yankees, everybody's out there. It's just some of the guys at a tournament. Yeah.
You got to show the guys having fun. Yeah.
Yes, some of the professional guys coaching at a tournament in the States. That picture right there is if you could just go back there. I don't know if you could go back there.
I know we could go back now. But
anyway. Okay. But yeah, it's our most recent sign, Kristen Monroe.
And that's the
Mr.
man.
Chisholm. Yeah, Mr. Chisholm right there.
Mr. Chisholm. You know who that is.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, you can take that. So I just wanted to touch on that so people can have an idea of what we're talking about when we talk about these things and getting people to do. It's work. You know, the sacrifice that people put in to do these things to get to the levels. That's some of the easy stuff there, but you know. So Dakota Nicole says, "Keep up the good work, Geron."
Thank you, Dakota. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, 100%.
Okay. So now, once we talk about it, we talk about the sacrifices now. Over the last couple of days, I think you would have traveled something like 18 to 20 hours on the road.
24 hours, like 24 hours.
24 hours on the road.
On the road, yeah.
So as a director of baseball operations, take us through what a day it would be like, a busy day. As for the not when you slunk in or have downtime or whatever, which hardly ever happens. But so people out there who might want to aspire to do what you do, understand what it is you do.
Okay, so basically, obviously you wake up at maybe 5:30. Me at the gym. We at the gym about 5:30 with the boys. Then the kids have school at 7:30. So from 5 to about 6:30, 7, and then they get breakfast, go to school. After school is done about 11:30, 12. They get ready for lunch. So we eat some lunch, and then some guys go to the gym at that time. Some guys have sessions in the batting cages. So then we start at the cages or the field, wherever you're supposed to be at that given day. We kind of move around. So they rotate from the gym to the cages to the field. And then about 3 o'clock, 3:30, everybody has a general practice. From about 3 until about 6:30. And then after that, somebody might have extra work about 6:30 or 7 till about 7:38. And then we eat dinner 7:30-ish. And after that, some of the guys get back at school and do what they have to do. And then get to bed about 9:30, 10. And then we do it all over again, 5 o'clock in the morning. And that's a typical day. If we don't have anything, if we have a game, we still go to the gym. Still go to the gym and get that in. A lot of people think, not to go to the gym because you're playing, but you gotta learn how to condition your body. So that's something we do, and we'll have a full practice before we go play a game. Some people would be like, well, why practice if you're playing a game? But that's exactly how it is in the pros. You have a full practice and then you're gonna play a game.
Right.
So our whole thing is, high level baseball. Sorry, even in college, that is the most, we try to emulate exactly what they're gonna do potentially in college or professionally. So that is how we try to run our operation, exactly how a professional team would. Obviously, we don't have everything that they have, but we improvise and we make do with what we have.
Yeah, we had some excellent facilities at the U, and I did engineering, so I had to go to school from like 7:30 in the morning, and 1 o'clock we had to be on the field.
Right.
So you're doing engineering. Engineering is not a small load, and so you need to stuff all them classes in there and eat
early
and get on the field to be able to run the 3 to 5 miles before you even get on the field. So if you need to have a little space between when you're eating, and so we used to do all kind of things to cheat to be able to eat.
You know.
Because you can't go and feel hungry, you'll fall out. People don't understand that. You'll fall out on the field if you don't have your energy.
That's right.
Your fuel.
That's right.
And we'll be on that field. If it's a game, we'll be on that field till 11:30, almost 12 o'clock in the night. And then you got to go find homework before you
go
get
do
back
that.
7 o'clock the next morning.
And don't be don't have to get on the road that night to go to drive somewhere else.
You see, you all were blessed. I messed up my leg, so I opted not to travel with nobody, so I could focus on studying. Because I could not tell my mother that I was going to spend 6 years to finish university, and at $40,000 a year back then.
I know, right?
Right. So, and she can say, "Oh, you traveling, but you need another year to finish school." No, it ain't happening. Right. So anyway, that's a choice I had to make. To do some things. So,
but it's a full day. I must say, is nonstop. Like I anybody that knows me is nonstop. Like it's nonstop. I literally have to take breaks and just turn off everything for that to happen. But it's literally, Albert and I was just talking about how we constantly have to go and go and go, because it's always the next kid. There's always the next kid, and you have kids depending on you. You have people depending on you, so you have to give your all to put it all out there to get the job done. Right. So it's a non-stop thing. Yeah.
Right. So we have Freddie. I'm gonna say Kruger. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that, but
that's Freddie. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Awesome program you got there. Awesome.
Thank you.
We need to find ways to duplicate some of the things, and maybe in some of the other sports and the like, so that they can grow the whole Bahamas. Because I think we have more athletes in the Bahamas than
anywhere. I believe
than any place else. That has been my experience.
Yes.
And I played in the Dominican Republic against some people and the like, and Miami and what have you. So we talk about these persons too who reach up into the minors and the college and the like that you talked about, who sat at your feet or in your programs or had the benefit of your wisdom somewhere along the way. As a young man, how fulfilling is that? Because some people old never achieve things like that.
It's very fulfilling. It's very fulfilling. It's still like surreal to me with a lot of things that's going on. Just because I'm so closely in contact with these guys up to today. You would think, because these guys are professionals and they have it all together and they know, but that's not necessarily the case. I'm constantly in contact with these guys. My phone is constantly going. Sometimes I got like 10, 15 chats going one time, talking to 10, 15 different guys with their issues and their problems and their struggles at the plate. What should they do, et cetera, et cetera. And then I have guys coming up that I have to give that attention to as well. So it's a great balance. Albert and I have a lot of balancing to do and trying to keep everybody and try to help everybody. We're all a family, from the guys in the pros and the major league straight down to the guys not, in the academy, is still in college. Everyone is still in contact. Everyone still talks. Prime example, it was we were at a restaurant just 3 days ago, having some food, having some dinner. After the game we won, and I called one of the kids' phone, and they were just having a great old time on the phone. Or everyone was just talking on video, and they were having so much fun, and they stayed on the phone for about 45 minutes. So it's like the professional guys, they always want to get the guys where they are.
Right.
Everyone is on the same page of let's flood the market with Bahamian talent.
Right.
So whatever we could do, we try to do. So everyone, I mean, it's a constant nonstop. So it's very fulfilling. It's good when they get there, but it's even better when you have a big leaguer.
Right.
Yeah.
I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Clara Pender says, "Keep up the good work, Sands."
Thank you, Clara.
She must be a policeman. She only call your last name. Policeman just do that. But seriously though, so tell us now. Jazz is a phenomenal athlete, player, leader in his own way. He reminds me somewhat in his antics of a Chucky Smith. I don't know if you've ever seen a Chucky Smith.
Yeah, I know
play,
Chucky. Yep, I saw Chucky play. Yeah.
Chucky had some ways, but that was my good friend. Where he saw me, he always used to seek me out. Mind you, when we first started playing baseball, we used to fight all the time. Yeah, two of us was at St. Michael's Dodgers at the same time playing for the same position. And we always fought. Not just competitive on the field, but fought off the field.
Okay.
But anyway, that was another story. Because I wasn't backing down from nobody. But
right.
they used to call me the little white boy. So the Jazz has all this talent. And you always hear them talk on the TV about this happens once every millennium or whatever and stuff like that.
Right.
I don't believe Jazz is the best that we have. I don't know if the best that we have has reached that stage yet. Jazz might be the best now, but tell me, who or what do you see in the pipeline as we continue to build your systems and the rest? Now, Jazz can get mad with me for saying that. I know that, right?
No, I'm laughing. I'm laughing because like these guys always trying to get me to say who's the best.
No, always. I don't want to say who's the best.
All the guys, all the professional guys, they always trying to get us to say who's the best, and that's something that I kind of stay away from. I know in my mind who I think is the best, and the best might be there already, or the best might be coming behind. But I'll leave that there. But we have some really good baseball players. Like Jazz won't be the only one there.
Right.
Like we have some really good baseball players. Like that's the point. We have some really good ones there in the minor leagues now, as well as in the pipeline coming up through the system right now. So
the pipeline is not is based on, because I mean baseball has gone around in cycles, right?
Right.
We had in the early days back in the 50s and they had a lot of momentum, and then we fell off with all kind of reasons why things happen. And now we are reaping a lot of the all efforts and stuff, maximizing the system all over again. So the ball is rolling again in that light. So to get more children involved in these sports, baseball, basketball, whatever it is, from structured learning systems, to me is the key. And if we could do that, because when I was a part of the swimming organization, and I was a team manager at one point in time for the Carifta, and the minister, what's his name, on Cable Beach, Wisdom, he challenged us to figure out how we could get more of the inner city children involved in swimming, right? And I told him straight and plain, the bottom line is we need money, because the coaches were paid coaches, not like most sports in the Bahamas that the coaches are not paid. And so we can't just dump players on teams and expect them to carry the load of all of these children that you add into the system. Because you got to pay for that. So is the government going to sponsor, or private sector, or whoever going to help? And so we never was able to map that out, because I sort of backed off with work commitments just got too big.
Right.
For me to do anymore. But that has always been a big issue to me, to be able to find a way to leverage the wider body of people. And so you have people like Afis and the rest of those who are in the family islands, and you talked about the guys in Freeport already, at Grand Bahama. What do you see is needed to maximize our development?
Okay. Quick shout out to Feast over there in Abaco. I coming over there soon, Feast. So just wanted to say that now that you mentioned him, good friend of mine. But to maximize this whole thing is structure number one. I mean, you have to have the structure, the facilities, and what I mean by the structure, and some persons might not agree with me, but I think it's about time we start to like pay persons to be coaches and to help develop. And you have to train people, send them to training, send them to seminars, have conclaves, have clinics. Just like somebody would go to work in the bank and they continue learning, and anywhere they would work, they get certificates. And it's a matter of teaching the coaches and the proper techniques and the proper ways. We have a lot of parent coaches, so whoever is interested, like everyone could teach a different level. We can't have everyone teaching the same level. So we have to start off with obviously T-ball and teaching kids the proper fundamentals, but that goes back to the structure. And the facilities is a big thing because we don't have enough facilities on the island or in the Bahamas for kids to play. I definitely think the inner city is huge. That is something I've longing to do, is start an inner city league, to get more kids play and to see the advantages of baseball. And once we get that going and really developing kids at an early age, so it'd be easier for them as they get older. But facility structure, it's time to pay coaches to do this thing. And because baseball is an industry. My whole idea is to create baseball, make it an industry, and have persons, just like they go to work anywhere else, they go to work to teach baseball. They go to work to do the same stuff like anybody else would. It's no longer a recreational thing, But yeah, I definitely think it's now time to move it to the next level, and that's sports in general, not just baseball, but sports in general in our country. Yeah.
Good. Awesome. So now we have the passion, we have the why, we can have the structure. And so all we need is some leaders in key positions so that we can get this ball moving.
Right.
Right. And so I know where to find some of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we could move from there. So tell us now, is all of this duplicatable?
Yes. I think so. Yes. I definitely think so. Now, the blueprint, we figured, I don't want to say we figured it out, but we did it all as a came. We took it as a came, and we kind of ran with it and tweaked it. Every year we try to do things better, to make things better, to make it easier, to work smarter, not harder. It's the main thing. But it is very much so able to be duplicated. Yes, I think so.
And what you do, does that mean that somebody has to go all the way up to professional ball and then come up to be able to do what you do, or that's something that people could learn to do without?
I think people could learn to do it to a certain extent because it comes with feeling. It comes with feeling. When coaching, to me, comes with feeling. If you don't know how it feels to be on the mound or on the field with 2 outs and be in a pressure situation, so it's go hand in hand. Like, yes, you could learn to do it without playing some type of high level baseball, but that's where partnership comes in and a team comes in.
Right.
To kind of, hey, maybe you don't know how it feels to be at the plate with 2 strikes, bases loaded in the 9th inning. Like, the pressure is totally different. You know what I mean? Like, so yes, I think you have to play some type of it to be able to teach to a certain level, but you can also learn and have the right team around you. It's like being the prime minister. The prime minister doesn't know everything, so the prime minister have members, parliament, and persons in charge that are expert in certain things, are supposed to be expert in certain areas, to bring it all together for the government. So it's kind of like the same thing. You got to have different people in different roles playing different key parts to bring it all together, to complete the puzzle.
Right. And so as we coming down to the end now, one of the things I always say is that we have the tangibles and the intangibles. So the mental part of the game is key.
Yes.
Is that ingrained in your system?
Yes, most definitely. We have life coaching. We have coaching. Ricardo Clark is a big part of our program as well, the Occupy program. He talks to our guys and just try to keep the mental and the psyche and right with the guys, because baseball can make you you can feel on top of a mountain as big as a mountain, and you could feel as small as an ant. So you have to know to be even keel all the time. I'm sure you're aware of that. But yes, we have that ingrained. We talk with our guys all the time. We have conversations about everything, not just baseball, but in life in general, because baseball, teaches you life skills.
Right.
So there's so much more beyond being on the field, but just teaching you to become a productive citizen of the Bahamas.
Right. Awesome stuff. Yes. Awesome stuff. So what would you like to see happen to allow the elites out there to maximize themselves?
You mean as far as like in our country? Like,
yes. Yeah.
What I would like to see is just like for us to be able to have more leagues and have giving kids more opportunity. And the only way to give the kids more opportunity to sports is to have them play more and take it a little bit more serious and in our schools, and put it in our schools, and have more parks, and just have more parks built. Get the right stuff we need to help these kids become better adults.
Yes, and so I'm sure you all would welcome friends of iElite who has a couple $1 million doing nothing in a bank account somewhere, who want to help and who are just looking for positive, constructive, wholesome things to help the youth. Here's an opportunity. You can always call Geron. How do they find you?
You could find me. My email is geronsands@gmail.com. That's GERONSANDS@gmail.com. You can find me on Instagram at Geron Sands. iElite Sports on Instagram. Also, iElite Sports Academy at gmail.com. Facebook, iElite Sports. You could find me. You could just Google us. We'll pop up somehow, some way. But for the most part, you could check us out on Instagram, Facebook, International Elite Sports Academy, or myself, Geron Sands, on Instagram, as well as Uppercut, right?
Yeah, we'll put a list on below the post, the video in the chats below. We'll revisit that with you afterwards and post that thereafter.
Thank you.
Yeah. So one last thing that I've been asking you a bunch of questions. Do you have anything you want to say to the general public?
To the general public, I just want to say, just whatever, whatever, and for anybody, whatever you're passionate about, just go there and kind of like just do it. I believe anything is possible. I don't believe anything is not possible. I think if you really put your mind to it and willing to do whatever it takes to get what you want, it will happen. Obviously, with the right work and the right situation. But as far as international elite and the baseball players, I would like to say, it's gonna be an influx of baseball in college, in the pros. Just watch out, and if you have a young kid, get your young kid playing baseball. And you never know. You just never know.
Yes, very much so. I've doors open up for me just by people that I've met in baseball, not necessarily from the baseball itself. So, Coach Sands, Mr. Director, and all of those goodies that we have. We would like to, on behalf of Something to Think About, Dale Happy Knowles and the team, here, we would like to thank you for joining us this evening and sharing these nuggets and expressing what your program and team with you and Albert and the whole crew that you mentioned are doing. We are very much proud of you. Somewhat jealous that, because we always had in the back of our head that we were going to still do this thing. My brother always say I fooled myself, but thinking that you can still do it. But hey, I told my sister I'm going to be prime minister one day. So you never know, right? You never
know. So you become prime minister. That's a good thing for us.
Right. Yeah, that's true. You ain't gonna lie about that. So We'd like to thank you for being with us and sharing, like I mentioned, and so forth, and anything that we could do to help assist along the way. You need me to come there and just show my face, whatever.
Yes.
Can't do much more than that. I'm sure they
I'm gonna
can't
take you up on that. I'm gonna take you to boy. The guys would love it. The guys would love it. I'll be honest with you, they love it.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So we will do that. We also like to thank all of those out there who on social media who's tuned in and stayed with us and listened throughout. So what we have to say here, we hope it's been of value to you. We hope that you will find a way that you would like to be inspired to share it with your children's teachers and let them share it with their students, and so that they could see that there's opportunities to do things once you follow in your passion and you know why or where you're trying to reach and what you're doing it for, that you will able to become successful. Because it's not about the money and it's not about any of these other things. Those things come.
They come
as a result. So Ken Blanchard says that, profit is the applause you get from delivering what the customer wants. Right? Something to that effect. I might be off course because I'm running on fumes now. But we'd like to thank them all. And we also like to thank Madam Producer, Ms. Lorraine Helen, for doing all these things in the background. She's becoming an expert at this. And so we're getting high production services here. We're going to get to the level. Anybody likewise who is interested in supporting something to think about with the Latinos, we are available. Shoot us an email or WhatsApp us or message on Facebook, and we could talk about how you can assist. And
my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law, Ricardo, he's in Tampa.
Oh, okay.
So I'm saying, no, so that's good stuff. He's a great supporter also. So he saw the vision from day one. So he knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah, so, bro.
and I before you go, I have to send a shout out to my son Storm Sands.
There you go, Storm. How old is Storm?
Storm is only 2.5, but he's
That's
listening.
All right. I used to be dragging the bat then.
Yeah.
Listen, I was only 4'2" when I went into grade 10 and graduated in grade 11 at 5'2" and finished at 5'9". And so I was always super small.
Right.
And even when I was in college and people was 6'2" who I was playing against, that was average height. But anyway, such is life. That's why
I hope I didn't forget anybody. I was trying to remember everyone while I'm here. Gian and Gianna also, they're my two swimmers, they're my Olympians. So send a shout out to them too.
Yeah. All right, cool. So pause. Think about it with intentional thought and consider where we go from here. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow, and share this video to your stories or to your statuses. Let everybody know, because 20 years from now, you're going to say, boy, I was glad I was a part of the show. Them fellas gone big. So, Madam Producer, everybody, y'all stay safe and see you next week, same time, same bat channel.
Thank you so much for having me.
Join Something to Think About with Dale Happy Knowles as a friend and sponsor. Contact us at something2think242@gmail.com or WhatsApp us at 242-424-0257.